We start today's news at noon with breaking news from the Middle East. Israel confirms that Hamas's top leader, Yahya Sinwar, was killed by Israeli forces in Gaza.
Troops appeared to have run across him during an operation in the southern Gaza Strip, only to discover that afterwards that a body in the rubble was the man Israel has hunted for more than a year. Sinwar was one of the chief architects of Hamas' attack on Israel on October 7th of last year, and Israel has vowed to kill him since the beginning of its retaliatory campaign in Gaza. Israeli officials said authorities conducted DNA tests on the remains and determined that it was Sinwar. In our local news this afternoon, Portland City Council is at odds right now with Multnomah County over their joint partnership to tackle homelessness. In a meeting last night, City Commissioners Renee Gonzalez, Mingus Mapps, and Dan Ryan all directed the city's attorney to draw up an ordinance that would end the city's partnership with the county. They say the county is not meeting enough for the milestones laid out in their most recent contract. Carmen Rubio, meanwhile, was the only city commissioner who argued in support of the homeless services contract.
For me, I feel like we still do need to see this through. We still need each other. We're always going to be intertwined. So for me, the idea of the IGA helps us give us a table and gives us the parameters to have that conversation.
Multnomah County Chair Jessica Vega-Peterson, meanwhile, issued a statement calling this move to end the current partnership, quote, disappointing and a stunt. Mayor Ted Wheeler echoed that, saying in a tweet, quote, the city approved this agreement just 105 days ago. He said terminating it would be short-sighted. And it's only been open for a few days, but complaints are already coming in about Multnomah County's new deflection center. The center is located in Portland's central east side. It was established as a place where law enforcement could take people caught with hard drugs and get them connected to treatment. The county held meetings with some people living near the deflection center, but those people say nothing came from those meetings.
There has been significant positive support for deflection, but this is not the model that we feel will succeed.
One of the sticking points on the Good Neighbor Agreement is the county's steadfast refusal that it would ever be binding.
A spokesperson with Multnomah County says the county is taking every possible measure to keep the Buckman neighborhood safe, with security patrolling that area 24/7. Clackamas County commissioners are expected to vote today on buying a site for a possible county recovery center. So the commissioners are voting on the site of the former Clackamas Elementary School. They say that the center would offer more long-term programs for those struggling with substance abuse, offering things like detox, mental health treatment, and transitional housing. The meeting agenda for this lists the price of that property at $3.5 million. All right, taking a break from our news headlines for this live look up at Timberline. Wow. How about that? Yes, snow on the ground and plenty of it. So we're seeing snow today up in the Cascades. A bit of rain earlier today. For all the latest, both here in the valley and up there on the mountain, we turn now to Mr. Rodney Hill.
Well, hi, everybody. That looks like it's about 4 inches on the ground there at Timberline. We've had similar reports down through Santiam Pass and farther south into the Cascades. All signs that we have a chilly air mass. We've generally had sticking snow at about 4,500 feet, so generally just above Highway 26 at Government Camp, where ground temperatures have stayed just above freezing. What's going on at noon is that we're starting to see a decrease in the shower activity already. Now, remember, today's forecast projects that by late afternoon going into this evening, we'll be completely dry. And already we're seeing things calm down. Earlier this morning, we had lightning up around the mouth of the Columbia and it moved inland along 26 in Clatsop County. We had some heavier downpour, especially up around Cowlitz and northern Clark County. But right now it's mostly literally a few scattered light showers, and the snow up in the mountains is primarily just flurries. Here's the other Timberline live camera. It's holding below freezing, 28 degrees. Again, all of this is what has fallen since the overnight hours. I mentioned Government Camp is okay, holding above freezing at 34. That's just wet. Santiam Pass was snow covered earlier. ODOT's out treating it. You can see the temperature there is 32. And at noon here in Portland, we are at 56. So even with partly cloudy skies generally this afternoon and showers completely ending, we'll do well just to get up to 60 degrees. It will be a dry evening for you. Your 7-day, of course, takes us into the weekend. That's coming up.
Thank you, Rod. The Vancouver police are looking for a thief disguised as a dog sitter. And while surveillance cameras caught what happened, police aren't releasing that footage right now. But according to Vancouver police, at the end of September, a man accessed a secure area of the River West apartment complex and stole property from the grounds. A resident hired him as a dog sitter through the app Rover. Rover requires all sitters to pass background checks before being hired and highly encourages pet owners to meet with sitters before booking them.
I would rather go with somebody that I know 100%. If even a like a platform that is background checking, like this could still happen. You know, I would rather just get to know the person on my own and have that validation for myself.
Police say they still have not yet identified the suspect, but anyone with information is asked to contact Vancouver police.
Food cart owners in Northeast Portland are dealing with a series of recent break-ins. So on Monday of this week, someone broke into 3 carts at this Rose City food park at Northeast 52nd and Sandy. Momo's, J Vane Cafe, and Ocean Sushi all dealt with this. The owner of Ocean Sushi says that his cart had only been open for 1 week before crooks broke glass, stole tablets, and took other valuables. Since then, he says he's had to suspend his online orders. Several food cart owners we talked to said at this point they've come to expect break-ins every time a new cart moves in.
It's almost like an initiation every time a cart moves on the block. I can't tell you how many times I've been broken into, or my propane tank's been stolen, or my power cord's been cut and stolen. I mean, it's been going on for the past 3 years for me, constantly.
Well, pod managers say it's up to the individual cart owners to file a police report. Some say, though, it's not even worth it. They say filing an insurance claim just isn't worth the mark on their record or the deductible. Friends have started a GoFundMe to help those cart owners who are impacted by this. We have a link to that GoFundMe at KGW.com.
Oregon Fish and Wildlife are looking for a suspected poacher. Police believe this person on your screen right here was hunting in Northeast Oregon over Labor Day weekend last month and shot a bull elk with archery equipment. When a state trooper arrived, the suspect left the area, leaving the elk behind. Clark County Public Works has started repairs to the footbridge located on a trail to the Lower Falls in Lacamas Regional Park. The trail has been closed since last winter after an inspection found that the bridge had major structural issues. The trail to the Lower Falls will remain closed until repairs are complete here. Visitors can still access the Lower Falls through other open trails.
Dozens of faculty members at Portland State University are faced with the possibility of losing their jobs. The university said about 50% of non-tenured faculty received a notice that their positions may be cut, although no final decisions have been made yet. The university did tell us that termination notices would be sent out by December 15th, but they wouldn't take effect until the end of the school year.
Hey, take a look at your screen right now. Gresham police are looking for this man, 24-year-old Brendan Bolsinger. Police say he left his home in Northeast Portland shortly before 1:30 p.m. yesterday. His family says he's autistic and is known to wander around Gresham and Portland.
All right, another reminder, you have just over 6 months at this point to get yourself a real ID. Federal law will require real IDs to fly domestically starting May 7th of next year. There will be some exceptions, like if you have a passport, passport card, military ID, or enhanced driver's license, among other things. To see all the necessary documents that you need to get a real ID, just go to oregon.gov/real ID. Coming up tonight here on KGW, we have hockey. Seattle Kraken hockey. The Kraken making their first appearance here on KGW this season. We have a new partnership with the team. We're going to broadcast several games throughout the year. Again, tonight is the first one of those. It's the Kraken against the Philadelphia Flyers, with the puck dropping for that one at 7 o'clock.